All right. So this is going to be a two-parter kind of deal so that I can properly put this together. So I just watched the better portion of Hillary's recent speech, and well, she's reaching. I mean, really reaching. I was uh, I was hoping to hear about Nazi frogs. I won't lie. I won't lie. But it's halfway gone. Halfway gone. Still a little bit more. Got like 30 more minutes of speech to go. So we'll see. We'll see. But for right now, let's just say that Chicago doesn't exist. Detroit doesn't exist. The events that occurred in Ferguson, yeah, those didn't happen. The events in Milwaukee, yeah, I think Milwaukee. Anyway, yeah, those didn't happen. None of that happened. Let me see here. Yeah, basically, none of that crap happened. It's everything's perfectly fine and peachy keen, and if you think it's not, then you're some sort of troll from the far reaches of the internet. Bum bum bum. Yeah, right. So, well, I'll keep going from here, but this is I am incredulous. Let us say that. To put it mildly, I I'm a little blown out by this. It's really something else. So, holding here and continuing shortly. Okay, I had to take some notes here because this is. Whew. All right, so first, she's going off saying that he's been a racist pretty much his whole professional career, never minding, the whole list of employees he's had for however long. And then we get to some really juicy stuff. So she's like, the original birther is him. And, well, actually, in 2007 and 2008, it was specifically her that started this up. I think it was in the Washington Post or Examiner. Anyway, yeah, look it up. It's on there. It's still there. It hadn't been memory hold yet. Then it's like she's like, what? You're gonna deport illegal aliens? How are you gonna do that? That's horrible. And I mean, isn't that what ICE is for? But anyway, then we get to the part where she mentions the La Raza judge. If you're not familiar with La Raza, they're a Mexican Reconquista organization. What they support is basically that any lands that at any time were occupied by any Mexican peoples be given to Mexico. It includes a large portion of California, Texas, Arizona, I believe, New Mexico, up into Kansas, even, I believe. A very sizable portion of the United States. It's patently ridiculous. I mean, it's kind of like the idea of reparations. I mean, if that's going to happen, then I want my people to be taken off of reservations given large portions of the United States, and the other of my people, Irish ancestors, I'd like for them to be repaid for their slavery in the history of the United States. So, goes both ways, right? But, I thought we were all past that. I thought that race didn't matter. Anyway, continuing. So, hate speech from Trump supporters, and then, yeah, call that out. What about, I've seen some really, really vile stuff coming from Hillary supporters. Like some really, really ugly stuff. Like people calling for the assassination of Trump, people calling for his supporters to just be like flat out murdered and tortured, and just tasteless, horrible shit. And then, Alex Jones. Did you ever think you would hear his name said by a presidential candidate? I mean, Obama called him out before when he was like, certain people in Texas, but I mean, wow, they're really rattled. like really rattled. So we go from there into her idea of making tough decisions. And can he make tough decisions? Well, we already know that he can decide when somebody needs to be fired. Yeah, I had to make that joke. But that being said, I mean, we've seen her ability to make snap decisions. We'll go with two real quickly. Say, there was something that happened a couple years back at a place called Benghazi, and, well, they made the call. They made the call, and she answered that phone early in the morning, that 3 a.m. call, and said, "Nah, let him die. It's okay. I've got this covered." And so she sent out an email to her daughter saying, well, our embassy in Benghazi, Libya? I think Libya, has been overrun by a local terrorist organization or a group, or at least a local uprising, something like that. And then said to the U.S., "We have seen this YouTube video, and it incited a riot and led to all this." And, I mean, a lot of good people died. It's terrible. I mean, those people should have been got out of there. But no. Tough decisions. Right? So, then we're back on to immigrants again. She says, immigrants, mind, not illegal immigrants, because, to specify, immigrants are perfectly welcome in this country. I mean, huge chunk of my ancestors are immigrants. Huge chunk. Majority, honestly. But still, immigration is fine. These people, they came over, they went to Ellis Island, they registered, they did what they needed to do. The process is a little different now, but, it's a process nonetheless. You go through it, you get it done. You're a citizen. You don't just jump over the wall and say, "Hey, here I am. Give me credit cards, give me a job, give me a driver's license, and I'd like to vote, please." It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way anywhere. Why do people expect it to work that way here? It's foolish. And then she's saying he's going to ban Muslims because he's a racist against Muslims, right? Right? Because Muslims are a race. Yep. Anyway. Ban them because of their religion. No, it's not because of their religion, sweetheart. It's entirely to do with those regions produce more terrorists per capita than any place on the face of this whole blue ball. And he hasn't said to... Well, I don't know. He has said to ban them, and then he's softened his stance lately. So, who knows? At the very least, we can say there's going to be improved vetting, and that's something that needs to occur. What's happening now is a sorry excuse for police work. So, that being said, she directly compares him to ISIS, goes into some crazy conspiracy theories, which is funny, having just called out Alex Jones, and she's jumping into the conspiracy theories. Retaliation and cooler heads. Oh, my. Oh, man, the Clintons, they know how to retaliate. They do not have cool heads. So it's pots and kettles, darling. Pots and kettles. Now then. So then we get to Breitbart directly calling him out. That's astounding. Foolish, if I'm honest. And then to call attention to the anti-pope, which, yes, I'm one of those people. He's not the real pope. The real pope's still alive. There are rules in place for the secession of the papacy. They were not followed. You are the pope until you die. If this man's in place now, he's not the pope. He's the anti-pope. It's written of in freaking biblical prophecy. At least Catholicism, at least, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those, oh, hell. I can't remember. I don't know. It's something terribly important to the Catholics, and being not a Catholic, I can't really completely comment, so, Just look up anti-pope. You can get the stuff. It's whatever. Continuing. And then she is like, then Paul Ryan, he's a good friend of ours. We really like Paul Ryan. He's a good guy. Good guy. We really like him. Which, surprise, surprise. Then we get to another interesting thing. She calls out the alt-right, which, who cares? But the interesting description, it's a loose online affiliated group of individuals that are rejecting postmodern ideas and views an invasion of their, do we want to call it a hobby? Well, let's not say hobby. Let's just say an invasion. An invasion as something bad. Have we heard this narrative before? Mayhap? I think we have. I think we've heard this narrative before specifically. So then. And, she has the first portion, kind of meh. This middle section here, she's gone well off the rails. I mean, it's not good. She brings up Farage next, and goes straight at the racism as the cause for Brexit thing, and then, better yet, goes directly into the old people bit, right? Because of course, old people are they're parents, and parents, well, they want the best for the future of their kids, but then we look at the results from the Brexit and we see that it was parents. It's people that cared about what was going on that made sure that Brexit happened. It's going to be the same people that make sure he takes office. Then we go straight into slander, libel, I don't know. Whatever it is when you say it about somebody, but, just basically saying he's a puppet of Russia and this, that, and the other. As hate. Then she brings up Russia so much. I mean, this woman, she would lead us directly, straight forward into Armageddon. Promise you that. So yeah, the hate narrative keeps going. The racism narrative keeps going. Back to the parenthood thing. This is what saves America. And actually the parenthood thing is what saved Britain and got them through in Brexit. And then, of course, we go to Bush. I mean, we all agree that Bush sucked, right? I mean, I personally am not a fan. He was he's a shitty president. I mean, not as bad as what I've seen lately. But he was a shitty guy. At least he's gone on to not screw things around. And, I'll give credit to the Clinton Health Aid Organization, I think it is. The one that gives all the money out for AIDS vaccines, I believe. It's a good organization. It's not the Clinton Foundation, by the way. The one where all the money gets funneled through. No. That one has nothing to do with CHAI. That's a completely different organization, so don't let people fool you around with that one. Continuing on, she lays down the groundwork for his unrespectability and how it's going to go in the debates. So we'll see how that proceeds. Narratives. Always narratives. Remember that. And then we get to another very interesting part. She's like, how many of you saw the Olympics? Nothing. No reply. And so she quickly, and I'll give her credit, she's quick on her feet tonight. She's not been too bothered. And I am impressed with that. So, she's quick on her feet. I just wonder what sort of horrible cocktail they've got that woman on. Because by this point, you can hear her voice is getting really gravelly. But when she gets to that, there's no reply. So she just kind of rattles right back along. And it's like, then she goes straight into the race issue. It's like, we're past race, aren't we? Miss Clinton. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Clinton. Excuse me. But, I mean, we've moved past that as a people. I'd like to hope that we really have, honestly. But, she falls right into it. It's like, let me just do this a little bit of race baiting here. Bibbity boo. And how do you do? It talks about, like, 3 people of various races and how in Donald Trump's America, these completely legal immigrants and genuinely amazing people that are wonderful, representatives of our country, how they wouldn't be allowed somehow. Well, on that note, that's pretty much the end of it. It just kind of wraps, and the whole thing's a little peculiar. So I'll wrap my own here and say, toodles! It's been a fun time. Or something. Alright, see you soon. Bye!